guys, I just wanted to thank you for dropping by, and I wanted to stop by today and let you guys know and show you how I prepare to do a lesson with my son. So I'm just going to be a little bit relaxed and laid back because I'm still getting used to doing all of this. And I have to get used to the camera being on me, so you guys just bear with me, and I hope you enjoy it. So the first thing I want to say, that when we are teaching our children, we can feel intimidated, like we cannot do it. But I think with a little preparation, anyone can do it. Now, I'm the organizer wannabe, so I love to organize, but because I like to organize, I get disorganized. So I hope some of you understand that. But what I also like is that I can make my time in teaching just as fun and just as engaging as anyone else. And so in order to do that, here are some things that I think will help you because they helped me. So the first thing you want to do is to study. Now, when I say study, I don't mean you have to pull out every single book. A lot of us, maybe we're still young enough to remember certain things like fractions. I remember all of that from school a long time ago, so I won't give you my age. But I remember all of that. But sometimes we need a refresher. So the very first thing I do when it's time to teach him is to study myself. And I do this beforehand. Now, when I do this, I make sure I pull out any key words or any key terms that we are talking about or that I think he needs to reinforce. So for example, we are doing Life of Red fractions. And so we're on chapter 17. And I went on today and I just decided to jot down some notes. So I did some notes on what I read, just like we would if we were taking notes, if we were in school or college or however. So I put notes to myself. An improper fraction is a fraction whose denominator, which is the bottom number, is smaller than the numerator, the top number. So I put that down so I know that I can teach that. That is something that he needs to understand. From there, I go on because I like simplicity and I want to teach him in a very simple way that he can understand. I go even further to say when this is shown, when an improper fraction is shown, that means to divide. So you want to jot down anything that will help your student to remember what they're doing, and not just to remember, you want them to always remember it. So I know with my kids, I always made songs and rhymes and things that help them remember, especially when it came to math. Certain things you just remember better. So then I write down some examples. Now all of this, when I do it, like my examples of things, I write up on my board for him so he can jot that down in his notes. And I also use a lot of time my notes for it to be copy work. And the reason why is because if he's just listening to me, at his age right now, 15, it's probably going to go in one ear and out the other. And it's because I'm mom. But I'm also a teacher, and I do not play when it comes to time, when it's time for learning. It's time to get there and it's time to get to work. So just as he would respect a teacher that's in school, he has to do the same thing for mom, and even more so. So I put the work up on the board. Whatever he needs to write down goes on the board and he jots it down. And so getting back to this, I then explain to him what an improper fraction is, and then after you explain that, I explain to him that it becomes a mixed number. Now all of this is probably, like I said, still fresh on your mind, but if you're not organized, you may just miss it, or you may get a ring at the doorbell and then all of a sudden you get lost, or your dogs may bark. Yep, that happens to me. My dogs bark all the time. So when I do that, after I finish studying the chapter that I'm going to teach and taking my notes, I now get on one of my favorite search engines, YouTube. and I find videos. Now my son is visual, and sometimes I think he wants to hear somebody else say it, which is fine with me, because I need help at times. So I go on YouTube and I find the videos that puts things simply. So for this particular unit, I have a playlist that's for fractions. So I went to that, and if it's the subtopic is not in there that I'm looking for, I search for it. So I search for videos on improper fractions, what is a fraction, integers, whole numbers, everything that has to do with what we're reading now. I search for it so that I can show that to him after I'm done teaching it. Then the next thing I do is search for any downloadable worksheets to help reinforce the concept. So in this case, I went to education.com, I went to mathisfun.com. I went to certain websites where I can download worksheets on improper fractions, whole numbers, anything dealing with fractions that I think he needs a little bit help on. Now, he doesn't like worksheet kind of things, so I would usually use them and put that up on the board, and then he works it out and I work it out. And we sometimes like to challenge each other to see who goes the fastest. And he's just now getting into that because I'm making it more enjoyable and more fun and integrating more resources. It's not just becoming, just we sit at the table when we do our work. So, but I do know that being organized is very important in your homeschooling. And sometimes, like I said, the disorganization can be fine. I mean, I can say that if I look around in my room, even though sometimes it may be a mess, I know where everything is. But when it comes to me getting ready to teach, and especially when it's dealing with math, I try to get a little bit organized. So I hope that these tips help you. If you want, if you want, just click some links below. The links I talked about, worksheetfun.com, education.com, they will all be below. But thank you for stopping by, and I hope these tips will help you be organized in your homeschooling. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Bye.